Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble morning. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. This is your shorty Rachel. I want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast. Blessings, blessings, Riaz. How you doing this morning? Guys, today's topic is from betrayal, all right, to blueprint. Healing what hurts us, building what they buried, all right? So, like I said, we're going to be talking about whew, three cases, all right? I mean, not three cases. We're going to be talking about three topics, all right? We're going to be talking about the New Orleans mayor being indicted, a mother, well, a woman, all right? Well, she's supposed to be a mother being charged of raping children, all right? And Papa Duck's message to the world. So today's episode, all right, ain't for the how can I say, ain't for the faint-hearted. All right, we're cracking open three headlines, all right, that expose the rot in our systems, from an indicted mayor to spiritual warfare and the ultimate betrayal of a child. All right, if you came for how can I say surface level outrage, you might want to exit now. All right, because we're going deep, we're going raw, and we're calling out every sold puppet running this circus. All right. So we're gonna dive into this first video. Latoya Cantrell, all right, once hailed as a progressive leader, now faces federal indictment. But this ain't just about one mayor, all right? It's about the illusion of accountability in a system that protects power until it's politically convenient to punish it, all right? It's like people say the system is broken. Guess what? It's not broken. It's working perfectly fine and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, all right? So the headlines are everywhere. It seems like I think Commander. I got to give a big shout out to Commander, all right, because she bought this to the live the other day. She was talking about it. So it was crazy after I did the Papa Duck live the other day, right? Because before I did the Papa Duck live, I did a live with Commander outside. Commander hopped on my live, and we was talking, and she mentioned the mayors. All right, someone sent me a few clips. All right, and I chose, y'all know what I choose, the Pink Book Lessons videos. All right, so I chose the Pink Book Lessons to go through, review, and react to. All right, New Orleans mayor indicted by feds, hammer drops. All right, Tiffany Hayard is being accused of being a corrupt mayor. I mean, how many mayors within our cities are corrupt? And what's crazy is the majority of us have voted. You see where I'm coming from? Like, listen, I was supposed to say this the other day when I was speaking on the Umar Johnson video, right? And it's crazy because what I'm about to say goes for the celebrities, it goes for politics, it goes for a lot, all right? When we out here, right? How can I say it? Promoting these people that we promote, right? We need to do deep research on who we're promoting, all right? Why we're promoting them, why we're promoting them. You see where I'm coming from? And it's crazy that a lot of these mayors that are in office, right, right now are being, how can I say it, called corrupt. And that's what they are. They're corrupt, right? But they're not the only ones, all right? Throughout the years, right, and I've got a list right here. I got a list of, let me see, how many mayors are these? 48 mayors, right? And they're all men. On this list, there's no women on this list, all right, that throughout the years have been corrupt, all right? Now, it's not just mayors, all right? Let me see. We got city council members on this list, right? That's a total of, it's at 48 mayors being corrupt. We got 53 city council members being corrupt. County executive and commissioners, I have a list of 110. And then let's not get into the judges. All right. The judges, I have a list of 150 other officials. That shit is crazy. So throughout the years, we've had, people in politics, right, that are corrupt. And shout out to Amanda because we had this conversation the other day, right? And this was crazy is, right, I feel as though, like, when it comes to the presidents, right, a lot of these presidents that we grew up with, a lot of, like, especially Trump and all of them, if you really peep, right, these people are all related to some type of historical person, some type of celebrity, somebody that held some type of hierarchy, all right, or royalty back in the day, all right, or was president themselves. But you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that, all right. But I feel as though we need to do better as communities. We need to come together, all right, especially when we're going to vote for the leaders of our communities. I had a conversation about this the other day, all right? Because what's crazy is they only drop the hammer when the optics get ugly. Meanwhile, how many backroom deals, hush money, handshakes, and community betrayals went unchecked, all right? Let's be real, the system ain't broken. It's working exactly how it was designed. Protect the powerful, pacify the public, all right? Y'all may not like what I'm saying, but hey, if what I'm saying is not true, we wouldn't be going through this.
Justin, our team is in place. And here's what we're following at this hour in downtown New Orleans. A federal indictment is being read in federal court against New Orleans Mayor Cantrell and her former bodyguard, NOPD officer Jeffrey Vappy.
Oh, when the chickens come home to roost. Say it ain't so. It's the first woman I named the OG City Girl Mayor. You gotta put the OG on there because she's not new to this. That's New Orleans Mayor Latoya Cantrell. She made history as the first Black female mayor of New Orleans. And
that is crazy. It's kind of like over here in Philadelphia, all right? Sherelle Parker made history for becoming the first Black, mayor in Philadelphia. And what's crazy is she's getting a lot of heat, even though she's done a lot, right? I can only speak on what I've seen her do. All right. That's all I can speak on. All right. If she's done something behind closed doors, I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. But it's crazy how all these mayors, like, 2023, 2024, 2025, all these city council members have been exposed. Because y'all got to realize before they become mayor, what do y'all think they do? Think.
The first woman ever to hold the position. And now she's making history once again. OG City Girl Mayor Cantrell is the first ever sitting mayor of New Orleans to be indicted while in office. I mean, she's months away from wrapping up her final term, and the feds swooped right down on her head. Just then, she was indicted, and she's not alone. The feds got her janky, dirty cop boyfriend, too. Remember the one from First 48? I told y'all about him a long time ago. He was cheating.
Oh, did. He do look like him. Is that really him? Oh, shit. So we got a mayor. No, that can't be him. Is she really dating a celebrity? That ain't him. He just looked like him. I'm over here like, wait, I was about to fall for that banana in the tailpipe. I don't think that's him. I gotta research that now.
Cheating on his wife, creeping around with the OG City Girl Mayor, who was also married at the time. I've been covering this for years. Mayor Cantrell cheated on her husband. Her side dude's wife found out, put them on blast.
Yo, this shit is crazy. This is who we put into office. Dude, listen, this is why I said it the other day. Like I said this before, right? And I said it when I was speaking on the Umar Johnson case. All right, people go for who they like. They don't go for the policies or for what people have done on some real shit. You see where I'm coming from? Like, all these people that y'all make famous and that y'all put into office, you see where I'm coming from? That y'all chase like they're gods. Have y'all done y'all research on them? Same thing happened with like the presidential elections. 2024 was nothing but a clown circus. Motherfuckers trying to go by policy, which we're supposed to be going, but people going by who they like. It's all about what they like. But see, this person that you like isn't going to sit here and help you with the things that are needed within your communities. Not the celebrities that we make famous, and not these people that we put into office because we think they're cool. Or because we think that their, talking points are cool. Let's be real.
had their business all out in the streets, divorced him. The next thing you know, Mayor Cantrell's husband ended up dead, which I still believe, as I said at the time, was very mysterious. His death was not investigated properly, so no one ever knew what happened. The mayor had the whole police department in her pants pocket.
Y'all know I'm going down a rabbit hole. Should we? All right, if I got my regulars in the watching now, any of my regulars, should we dive down this rabbit hole so we find out what happened to her husband? Yeah, I feel like doing a little crime investigation. What y'all think? I think we about to go down a rabbit hole. I feel like doing a little crime investigation.
That's why it took the feds to swoop down in New Orleans to hold this crooked, combative, scamming OG City Girl Mayor accountable. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
So we're working to get more details. Meg Gatto, John Snell, our legal analyst Joe Responti joining us. So what does this mean when you get an indictment? It basically means a grand jury has seen evidence presented by federal prosecutors, and based on what they saw, they believe a crime has been committed. And this is not the first time we've seen these two high-profile names, guys.
And I think the interesting thing here is that it's mentioning Joe Responti, both the mayor and Jeffrey Vappy, which I don't want to get ahead of what we know, but that raises the possibility of perhaps a superseding indictment since he had already been indicted.
Right. If Jeffrey Vappy is getting new counts against him, it is most probably what's known as a superseding indictment, which will follow his original indictment to that section of court. And if she is a co-defendant with him, it's all going in the same car.
So for background, and not to make this too confusing,
Yo, what in the world is going on? Is they talking about her still? Because I'm a little confused. Like, wait, did y'all switch up and start talking about somebody else?
To that section of court. And if she is a co-defendant with him, it's all going in the same car.
So for background, and not to make this too confusing, this is the case in which he had been working or claiming time as the mayor's bodyguard when in fact federal prosecutors were alleging that he had a personal relationship with the mayor. It was noteworthy at the time that the mayor had not been indicted in that case. This could imply that now she has been added in somehow and into that alleged conspiracy.
Right. We'll see which format, if any, they use, whether or not she's going to be named, if she is named, if there are other defendants possibly named with her and Vappy. So let's just wait and see what the indictment says.
Well, I was going to say, Joe, I think it's important to point out we do not know the specifics yet of what is in this federal indictment. Just to kind of explain how this all works, a federal grand jury made up of about 16 to 23 people from the 13 parishes surrounding Lake Pontchartrain. They have been meeting for months, going over evidence in this case. They took a vote today and they decided to return this federal indictment. What happens then is the grand jurors, they actually leave the courtroom and the foreperson goes with federal prosecutors to the magistrate judge. That is what is happening right now as we speak, and we are learning that this indictment has been handed up. A little bit later is when we will get a copy of the indictment to find out what exactly is in there, what are the charges. It'll lay out some of the details of this case. What are some of the charges that the mayor and Vappy, who was already indicted in July of last year, but again named today in this indictment, what some of the charges are that they face.
Yo, what is up with these mayors? Like, let's see. What makes these people? I mean, I feel as though they was already corrupt before they got into office. All right, guys, I left a poll. All right, in the chat, y'all are more than welcome to, put a vote in. All right, I'm gonna leave it as on as long as we are doing this video right here. All right, but do you believe that political indictments are about justice or just optics? All right, and I put the options down in the chat. Justice is finally being served. It's all a distraction. Only happens when the public catches on. Or do y'all believe that it doesn't change the system beneath it? So y'all more than welcome to put y'all votes in. All right, this shit is wild. Somebody, bless us to Captain America. Somebody says centrist Democrats are the problem. They bear basically Republican agents. I I've never seen it like that. Make a good point though. Shout out to Captain America. Blessings to everybody coming in. All right. Shout out to everybody coming in. He makes a good point. I ain't even think about it like that. Shout out to him, yo, on some real shit. I appreciate those that put their comments, man, and help a shorty see things in different perspectives, yo. Not just the way I see it.
And in a case like this, you're probably wondering, well, what comes next? As Meg just laid out, it's called a bill of information, and that's what we're waiting to get all these details from to find out.
No, not necessarily. A bill of information sometimes would imply in the federal system that there's a guilty plea. So this would just be a regular indictment.
This is an indictment.
So there's no indictment, right?
A grand jury generates an indictment. The U.S. attorney generates a bill of information. This is an indictment.
The hell was that?
Because it came from the grand jury.
But I think, to Liz's point, Joe, it's important out of fairness here to mention that the standard is a lot different when it comes to an indictment or a charge than it is for a jury. So here you have one of the things the judge asked is, were there 16 grand jurors present? Did at least 12 vote for the indictment? Walk us through.
What is she being charged for? Like, is she being charged for a corrupt mayor, like she was embezzling money or something? Or is she being charged for, you know, how can I say it, for them thinking that she has something to do in her husband's death? Like, what are the charges on her? Like, why is she being indicted in reality? What did she do?
Through, if you could, the difference, the standard between, yes, there's enough evidence here to bring charges, and later at trial, the burden that prosecutors will face.
Well, that's right. I mean, and there's different things, and in state versus federal, you have different things. We have a preliminary hearing in both of these, which is a probable cause hearing. There are lesser standards at this time. If and when this goes to a jury trial, they have to meet the highest standard, which is guilt beyond a reasonable doubt of every element of the crime that she would be convicted of, he or she was convicted of.
Because this is a one-sided, you know, this is just the prosecutors presenting their evidence to the grand jury members. The people who this is about, in this case, the mayor and Jeffrey Vappy, do not have a chance to present their side of the story.
Absolutely not.
That's
correct. That is correct. But what happens is the prosecutor goes in there, the old saying, you can indict a ham sandwich. You've heard that. That's because they're just pitching their side of it.
And this is video, by the way, of the prosecution team as they arrived this morning at federal court to present the case.
Jordan Ginsburg, Nick Moses, and others to go present the case to the grand jury. Now, understand, they have probably been presenting evidence and witnesses for some time to this grand jury, and today was the day. They're just wrapping things up to say, this is what we're going to present, get the signatures, and go in front of the federal magistrate.
Why do you suppose it took so long? I mean, we've been dealing with this, for justice kind of moves a little slowly, but we've been dealing with this story now for the better part of 2 years.
People have been asking me that question all the time, as if I know. There's a...
All right, so, okay. Shout out to Captain America. He saves me a quick little trip on doing some research right now. So let me read his comment real quick. Captain America says, she embezzled money, took bribes, used the office for personal gain, abusing on city-owned condos. She tried to break the law to help keep her uncle in his judiciary. I can't pronounce the word sometimes, all right? I know it's judicial, not judicial. Fuck, I hate pronouncing these words, yo. Judiciary position, all right? That's the best way I could say it. Don't judge your shorty, all right? Don't judge my tongue, all right? Sometimes I get tongue twisted saying these, all right? Sometimes I'll be saying them so good, I'm like, damn. But that's something I've noticed with a lot of mayors, all right? Damn. That is crazy. All these motherfuckers is out here corrupt this shit. And listen, it's not about who we like. All right. When we vote for mayors, senators, governors, especially the president, we should be going by policy, never because we like the person. You see where I'm coming from? And listen, since this pandemic has started, I've noticed nothing but a clown show in this political show. I mean, I'm serious. I'm sorry. Like, maybe I'm tripping, all right? But I'm speaking on what I see. All right. Not, I'm not speaking on anybody else. You see where I'm coming from? Like, and what's crazy is we're the ones really making it like this. All right. Let's put it like this. All right. If the elites, right, the 1%, like everybody says, right, wanted us gone and stuff like that, they would have been done it. All right. If they were putting traps out here for us, right, to fall into shit, then we're fucking falling for it. And I'm not going to say we, people, because some of us are woke. Some of us are paying attention. You see where I'm coming from? Are taking heed, all right, to what we're being told. Others just don't care. That's why I always say that these lives ain't for everybody. You see where I'm coming from? All right. Who these lives are meant for, it'll reach. Because some people out here just don't care. All right. And what we're trying to do is make improvement. All right. In order to make change. And it's not going to happen in a little bit of time. We don't even know if what we're doing right now, those that are a part of the solution, you see where I'm coming from, or seeking solutions and stuff like that. We don't even know if what we're doing right now is going to happen in the next generation. That's why we have to take the time and prep this generation that we're building and give them the proper blueprint. The blueprint was left behind for us, all right? We just didn't take the time to read that. Or, how can I say, those that didn't know about it, you see where I'm coming from, wasn't told about it. People keep thinking you're going to find a blueprint in history books in the Bible. No, it wasn't written. It was told. I've been talking about that within the past couple days. The answers we're seeking are within us. All right? The answers we want to know about the things that we're searching for are in us. But we're out here looking for it like we're pirates from the Caribbean or some shit. But maybe, it's just my opinion. These are my random thoughts, all right, guys? I'm just putting them out there. If my opinions offend you, all right? If the opinions of the people in the chat offend you, all right, then there's the door. Make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you with the good Lord split you, because opinions are opinions, all right? And everyone has one. They're just like assholes, all right? So at the end of the day, if what we're saying here offends you, you ain't got to be here. Like I said in the beginning, you can exit left. And I'm just putting the little reminder, for anybody that, is tuning in.
Big piece of this puzzle that is missing is all I'm going to say. Because it would have.
Now you see, even he said it. Like, yo, something's not adding up. The math ain't mathing.
Piece of this puzzle that is missing is all.
With this story now for the better part of 2 years.
People have been asking me that question all the time, as if I know that there's a big piece of this puzzle that is missing, is all I'm going to say. Because it would appear back when Vappy and Mr. Farrell were initially indicted on their separate things, they had language in it which I call a speaking indictment, which clearly implicated the mayor, clearly implicated her in a quid pro quo, and you don't do the quid without the quo. And so now we're finally getting the second shoe dropping. Why it took so long, I do not know.
A lot of people are still asking why it took so long. We've been talking about this for a couple of years. Well, you're dealing with the feds and a mayor, so there's a lot of investigating involved. They had to get it right. But for those wondering if the OG city girl mayor of New Orleans will make it out of office unscathed, you got your answer today. She's going down along with her police officer boyfriend. As I mentioned before, he was cheating on his wife with Cantrell while Cantrell was cheating on her husband. It was very messy. His wife ended up divorcing him, and Cantrell's husband, he ended up with a mysterious death. I really hope that's being investigated too. No details released yet, so we're not sure what the charges are. I'm going to assume, though, it's not related to her husband. It's probably got to do with all the other corruption, including all that tricking OG city girl Cantrell was doing on her married police officer side dude.
Dead. All right. So I was thinking it had to do with that. But like Captain America said, all right, he saved me the little trip. All right. She just said it. All right. She had little side hustles. All right. She was being corrupt. All right. On the side. All right. She was doing things on the side, gaining profit on the side and doing much more. All right. She embezzled money, took bribes, used the office for personal gains, abusing on city-owned condo. All right. She tried to break the law to help her keep her uncle on his judiciary position. All right. Like, come on, man. Come on, guys. And then to top it off, she is also like the person of interest in the murder of her husband. Guys, yo, y'all got Don Corleone in the female version up in office, yo. Like, this is the, how can I say it? The gentler version of Griselda Blanco in office, all right, y'all? Y'all gotta be kidding me, man. Yo, get the fuck out my face. We got Griselda Blanco in office, yo. How many more? Because on the side she has already, yo. She pulled the Griselda. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but I'm over here like, holy crap. Like, do we know who we putting into these offices? We know that when it comes to the presidential election, right, the electoral votes really outbeats us. But when it comes to the mayor, the senator, the governor, nobody really goes into office, right? And what y'all don't realize is when we don't go vote, they automatically put these people into office. But this mayor got voted in by the people of her city, just like Sherelle Parker got voted in because of us. All right? Let me give a big shout out to Sherelle Parker. Hopefully I'm not doing this in vain. Because listen, I don't know. Something deep down inside, listen, I don't trust these politicians, all right? Especially as far as I could throw them. But Sherelle Parker in my city has done a lot. I'm just hoping that she's not in it like these other mayors. Because it's like all these female mayors is like being found caught in some type of corruption. 2024, 2025. Damn. What's going to happen in 2026? We ain't even there yet. What more bombs are going to explode? We ain't even hit 2026 yet. We still in 2025. This shit, wow. See, they said it. This year was going to be the year of, how can I say, of things being revealed. The year of the truth.
More information is going to come, and you better believe I have the update. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the updates on OG City Girl Latoya Cantrell. Gotta shout out Charles H. and Creed. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel. And don't forget.
Shit, listen, man, we can't be biased. Like, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people got mad. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. All right? I'm going to put it like that. All right? And just in case, you know, people are wondering, right? Yes, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Let me leave this up here for a lot of people, okay? Let me see. Do I have it? I should have my little thumbnail. Where is it? Oh, I don't think I have it here. Damn. Nope, I don't have it here. I'm sorry. Let me see. Nope, I gotta upload my little sign. Yep, but still, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. Like, this shit, wow. Really wow. Like, Latoya Cantrell's indictment isn't just a headline, all right? It's a mirror, a reflection of a system that rewards power, ignores red flags, and only pretends to care when the damage is already done, all right? We hail leaders as progressive, all right? But what does that even mean when the machine behind them is built to protect corruption until it's politically convenient to punish it? Why do we wait for the scandal to speak, but stay silent when the signs are screaming? All right. Why do we, how can I say, why do we care more about the drama than the decoy? Than the decay, my bad. Like, real change doesn't come from outrage, right? It comes from, how can I say, infrastructure, from improving the things around us, our schools, our platforms, our communities, our accountability. You see where I'm coming from? Which a lot of people got mad at me for taking, for giving Umar his accountability. Like, you see where I'm coming from? Like, he needs to take accountability on where he fucked up at. All right. The same thing goes for every other person that I've spoke on this platform. I don't give a fuck. I'm not taking it back. All right. We all need to take accountability for the things that we have done. But people have failed to do that and don't give a fuck, don't want to. The truth is, all right, many seats at the big table are already bought, all right? And we live in a world that votes based on personality, not policy, all right, on vibes. not value. So what do? We build new tables. We educate beyond headlines. We challenge every system that profits off our silence. All right. This indictment isn't the beginning of justice. It's the aftermath of neglect. And if we want a different ending next time, all right, we better start rewriting the script now. All right. Y'all need to stop coming on these platforms, bleeding everywhere, expecting for someone to hand you a band-aid, because it's not going to happen. It's not. All right. Let me see. Yes. Yes. Facts, Captain America. It is crazy. It is crazy how closely linked these politicians are. And once again, I don't get tired of saying it. All right. Like, the issue that we have, right, is that they taught us to, share everything except for the pain. All right. So, I mean, that's all I gotta say right there. I don't know if anybody else got something to say when it comes to, Chantrell. Let me read let me see how many people voted real quick. Come on, can't see it. All right, we're gonna end the poll. All right. 75% of the people voted justice is fine. Okay, the question. I'm over here skipping. Do you believe political indictments are about justice or just optics? All right, 75% voted justice is finally being served. 25% said it's all a distraction. 0% voted for only happens when the public catches on, and 0% voted when doesn't change the system beneath it. All right. So a lot of people think that justice is finally being served with. I don't know if they feel that justice is finally being served with what Trump is doing. You see where I'm coming from? But it's time. It is time that it's already time that they start putting, doing something about these corrupt people. But the crazy part about it is, right, that this is exactly how the system is built. People think that it's broken, but in reality, it's not. All right. So let me, put this next video on. Let me get ready for this next video real quick, because I want to put a poll in the chat before I start talking and giving my commentary on what Papa Duck is saying. So let me put this poll in real quick so that people can vote in while we're watching this video. All right. And while we reviewing and reacting to it. All right. Blessings, blessings. We got Daughter of Zion in the building, man. Blessings to her. Big shout out to her, yo. Appreciate her. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Shout out to Nate the Great, man. He was like, put them Jones behind some beats, and I've been doing that. I've been doing that. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for the support, man. But facts. Let me see. Captain America says, you are 100% correct. We only save ourselves. Cantrell almost got a recall on her last year, but most opted out of that video. You know what? Over here. Most opted out of that idea because it would likely land the city in Republican hands. And what's crazy, we're in a battle of Democrats and it's like a battle. It's a war between the Republicans and the Democrats right now. And us, the citizens, are like caught in the middle of it on some real shit. Vote Republican. No, vote Democrat. You gotta vote us. Vote us. Vote. We're over here like, can I just vote me? Can I become president? Nah, I don't even want to. Can you become mayor? I'll be like, shit, you see how they treat Terrell Parker? I'm good. Y'all said, we want a first black mayor. Y'all got one. She's actually doing this shit. I don't see no corruption yet. Hopefully there's not. Man, listen, I'm praying to God. Y'all don't get it. Right? And I'm not a fan. You see where I'm coming from? It's just that she's done what she's got to do. All right? Us parents have asked for this, for that, and she's done it. Has she focused on, the wages? She's only focused on bringing up the wages to the police department, fire department. But that's a, I'm not focused on raising anybody's pay wage on some real shit. My focus right now is trying to get programs. And I'm not going to sit here and lie when it comes to us, like the leaders of our communities. She's done that. All right. Now, do she got to get better now when it comes to try to get more funds in? But how does she do that when Trump is cutting these funds? And then she's got someone that goes over her, which is the governor. You see where I'm coming from? When y'all sitting here coming at Mayor Sherelle Parker, y'all should be coming at the fucking Shapiros. They're all corrupt. I'm just trying to figure out why y'all keep voting in these Shapiros. Why? Like at the list, look, listen, Shapiros are in the motherfucking list of corruption. Go Google that shit up. Before I keep talking, you know what? So let me inspire y'all to go Google some people up. All right. I got the list right here. All right. All y'all got to do is go search it up. All right. It's a big list. No, I'm not reading it. All right. It talks about the mayors that are corrupt. All right. List of United States local officials convicted of federal corruption offenses. All right. 2025, they're being indicted. All right. These are already, these motherfuckers have been already indicted. Like the ones that, Cantrell and all of them, they're going down now. You see where I'm coming from? But these right here, mayors, city council, judges, people at the office, come on, executive commissioners. So that just shows us that we don't do our research either, all right? And I'm not going to say we, a lot of people don't do their research, all right? A lot of people right now is nothing more than just puppets, all right, with strings attached to their backs. And I don't give a fuck who gets mad at what I'm saying. It's the truth. We have to cut them strings off our backs. We're not puppets, all right? What's his name? Okay, there you go. Geppetto is not our freaking master, all right? We're not made of little wood. Our noses don't grow, all right? Every time we tell a lie. We're freaking humans that make freaking mistakes. We just have to learn how to take accountability for the things that we do in life. And people fail to do that shit. Blessings. Good morning. It's me, Rashina. Guys, make sure y'all go check her out. She has a great channel, great conversations, great topics. All right. Like, you do not want to miss her lives. All right. She is fun to watch. All right. And fun to listen to. And she brings awareness to a lot of things. So make sure y'all go check her out. All right. But let's get into this. Wait, before we get into it, all right, people still chatting with me in the chat. I don't want to jump into a video while I'm still chatting with the chat. All right. Captain America says money buys lies, lies build empires, and empires build protection from their crimes. And that's some real shit. That's true right there, yo. Like, people want things to go back to the way it was back then, but we can't. And what's crazy is that things haven't really changed. What has changed is the unity, the love. That has changed. That changes throughout time. The greed, the lust always stood the same. Hate always stood the same. Prayers out. Where is it?
In the old days, love was pure and true. Now it's just a show for all to view. People use it for their own gain, leaving hearts in sorrow and pain. Once a sacred bond, now just a game. Hearts are broken, never quite the same. Love used to be a beacon bright, now it's lost in the shadows of the night. Oh, how we long for those days of yore, when love was honest forevermore. But now it's twisted, tainted and cruel, leaving us drowning in an endless pool. What can we do? In the spiritual world, all seems bright, but shadows lurk in the dead of night. Half of humanity wears a wicked guise, evil deeds hidden behind virtuous eyes. Beneath the surface, a darkness lies, massive deceit veiling their lies. In this realm where good and evil collide, the line between them is blurred, hard to decide. So tread carefully in this world so grand, for not all that glitters is gold in the sand. In the spiritual realm where illusions endure, evil and good dance in eternal obscure. Just imagine that. Karma doesn't ask you how you want it, it just comes and take it. So be careful how you treat others on your way up the ladder, cause your way down, trust me. In a world of empty stares, fake love fills the air. Sincerity's distant glare, leaving hearts in deep despair. Truth is lost in a web of lies, hiding behind deceitful eyes. Love that fades and slowly dies, leaving us with heavy sighs. Aching souls in a loveless land, yearning for a genuine hand, but fake love rules with cruel demand, leaving us to understand. In this age of like and retweets, we've forgotten what real love truly means. It's not just about show and tell, but a feeling that makes our hearts swell. It's hard to know who's true and who's fake in a world where appearances are hard to shake. But real love is deeper than a profile pic. It's in the way that someone makes your soul click. So let's not get lost in the digital haze. Let's remember what real love truly conveys. It's not about followers or online fame, but a connection that sets our hearts aflame. In this world of make-believe, they all wear a smile. But behind the scenes, it's just the clever guys, puppets in their show, dancing in their stage. We're all just pieces of their charade. Beneath their mask of joy lies the tangled web, where secrets and deceits are carefully bred. Their lovey-dovey act is just for display. We're all caught up in their twisted play. So let's break free from this illusion so grand and see through the facade with hearts unplanned. No longer pawns in their game of charade. Let's find our own path and not be swayed. I feel like I'm surrounded with people with strings attached to their back, waiting for their master's command. It's like when I was little, right, and I was reading Pinocchio. Every time that he told a lie, his nose grew. It's just that, you know, in real life, their noses don't grow. Karma just catches. In the shadows we see a love so pure and meek, but all that's left is a ghostly echo, a memory bleak, longing for a bond that's true in this world so cold and weak, yearning for the love we knew before the all turned antique, lost in illusions of affection, bleeding like the mist, hollow hearts yearn for connection in a realm dismissed, seeking solace in echoes of the past where love truly exists, but all we find are mere reflections of what love once kissed. Amidst the ruins of our hearts, we search for something real, yet all we grasp are faded echoes of what used to appeal in this world where love has become just a commodity to steal. It's just a little food for thought.
And I really mean that. Like that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're, that's what people are settling for. All right. That's why I say it a lot. Like it's not that listen, man, I still believe in fairy tales, but not the way that I used to when I was a kid. Now I look at the fairy tales, right? And instead of believing that there's going to be a knight in shining armor coming to rescue me, I know the real meaning behind that. When I look at Beauty and the Beast now, I know what it means. When I look at Beauty and the Beast, you see where I'm coming from? Listen, people looked at that movie and they thought it was, the rose petals falling down. It was a man that was so abusive. If you really paid attention, right, why did that curse happen upon that beast? Right? If you want to look at the kids' tale, we're not going to take it to the real horror, scary side, all right, because there's a darker side to Beauty and the Beast, all right? But we're going towards the kids' tales, all right? We're going towards the fairy tale. All right, the beast thought that he had the whole world, right? He treated everybody like shit. He was on top, all right? Used women, right? Manipulated them till, boom, that curse came upon him, right? And he had to, until real love came and he saw real love and knew what real love meant, right? it was when the curse was going to be broken. And boom, that's how it happened. But in real life, when you look at it, right? A lot of these men have been hurt by women and they start treating these women, right? Hurt boy, right? It's like a circle. When boy meets world, all right? If you look at it, boy has been hurt, boy hurts girl. You see where I'm coming from? Girl hurts boy, and the cycle keeps repeating. But maybe I'm wrong, right? But who hurt the boy first? It was a girl, whether it was his mama, his grandmama, a girl that came and, took his heart for the first time and broke it into pieces, right? I mean, listen, I can go about that in so many ways, right? But that's not today's live, all right? That's not today's live. But I'm just trying to prove a point, all right? Like, on some real shit, like, people don't understand. It's like, those are metaphors, the same way as my poetry, all right? When I write my poetry, right, is inspired by the stories of people, all right? Whether it's evil, whether it's bad, whether it's good, whether it's holy. You see where I'm coming from? But my poetry is inspired by that. I listen to the stories. I don't write their stories, but I give it poetic justice. All right. I turn their story into a metaphor that others can relate to. But maybe I'm wrong on what I'm saying. All right. My whole point on this is that we need to wake up and smell the coffee. All right. The same thing goes with these history books, the Bible. All right. And I'm not bashing nobody down. I'm just talking. We're having conversations. All right. On how I perceive these things. I could be wrong on some of the things that I'm saying. You see where I'm coming from? But that's why we have these lives. Let's talk about it. You see where I'm coming from? All right. Listen, I love the fact that people come have conversations with me about all these topics, and I am able to perceive, right, what they see. I'm able to see it now on another angle, another way. I was like, damn, I never thought about it like that. I'm open-minded. You see where I'm coming from? Because at the end of the day, it can't just be my way. It can't be just the way I'm seeing it. Sometimes I could be confused on. I'm like, damn, am I seeing this shit right? Am I listening to like? Do y'all see this the way I'm seeing it? Maybe I'm just hallucinating. Mary Jane hit me a little too hard in the head today. You see where I'm coming from? Like, hey, look, listen, I'm just talking, all right? But that's how it is, man. We're taking shit too fucking. It's called. They say live, love, and laugh, and we do the complete opposite. It's like we're living an episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch or Bewitched. Like, let's make it make sense, yo. For real, for real. And this right here is going to lead me into the next conversation. All right? Papa Duck's words hit hard when we watch them, right? We're free slaves in a system that profits off our pain, devises by doctrine, all right, and is run by soulless elites. Whether you call it demonic, corrupt, or spiritually bankrupt, the truth is those in power feed off the division and desperation. All right? So we're going to listen to Papa Duck. I've literally had to unlearn everything I've ever been taught. That's some real shit. I mean, the same thing here. Listen, man, my whole life I was questioning shit, not knowing that I could answer my own questions, right? Doing some research on some real shit. And like, there's been times where people have walked in and be like, what you doing? And I'm in this bitch like a fucking detective, right? You'll see me up with the little thingy up, right? History books everywhere, printed work. Like, I'll be printing shit out. I'll be putting, like, my walls is my little, how can I say, my detective board, all right? And I'll be connecting the lines. I'm like, oh shit, okay, this happened this year. This happened this year. This happened that year. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, I got to switch it up. This is how this really happened. Boom, 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 boom. That's how we got to do it. I'm not saying spend your time doing all that shit, but I'm saying do your research properly. I just love history for some reason. I don't know what it is. History has always drawn my attention. And when it comes, time to talk about it or do research about it, I'm good at it. I'm able to sit here and, put the pieces of the puzzle together. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's a calling that I have and I still haven't figured it out. But it's in me. It's in my poetry. It's everywhere. I don't know what it is. It's Rashida says I've literally, yep, facts. So shout out to It's Me, Rashina. All right, go check her out, guys. All right, you do not want to miss her YouTube channel. Yo, she has great conversations, great topics, and you don't get bored. All right, you have fun. There's no drama. I haven't seen no drama yet at all. So nope, no drama. Anyways, Captain America says wisdom. Michael MJ helps the brain free itself from the prison of comfortability. Real shit. I was gonna say Michael Jackson, but he said MJ. I'm like, wait, is he talking about Michael Jackson? No, he's talking about Mary Jane. Ooh la la. But let's get right into this Papa Duck video, man. And let's hear what he's got to say. Papa Duck, yo. Papa Duck be hitting hard, yo. He be speaking his ish, yo. And people be getting mad. Listen. Motherfuckers need to get a grip and smell the coffee.
And man, it's your boy Papa Duck, man. I know that's disturbing what I just showed y'all. We're talking about people that's already out on, down on their luck. And this is what the city does. You have to understand, bro. Everything's a business. Everything is a business, okay? And it's crazy that people can't realize that, bro. It is fucked up, but it's the truth. But let's go down the rabbit hole, all right? What's the difference between Florida and Florida State? California and the state of California. What's the difference between the city and the county? Business. Business. Everything's a business. Nothing is for free in America. How is it that you could say this is the land of the this and that, and and God this and God that? Man, nobody's studying a bitch, man. Bitch gonna holler at God stuff all day long as it's benefiting them.
That's a real shit, man. So welcome to America, land of the free, where you gotta pay for water, even the air you breathe.
You know how easy it is to stop hunger, homelessness? You know how easy it is to change shit around? It's not gonna happen. Why do they take you to jail for feeding the homeless? Because you're aiding them. It's a difference between help and aid. When you're aiding them, you're stopping them from committing crimes, which is stopping them from making bucks. You have to understand, bro. How is it that people that print money are so tight with money? Because it's not about the money. It's about what the money does, which is control. People still look at religion like it's just off face value.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be out your mind to think that the God, the all-loving God that they say, right, is okay with a small group of people being able to print money that's going to dictate people's lives. You got to be crazy, man, mentally to think that because the Pope said, I have the divine right. Most people don't even know what the hell a divine right is, but go look at a divine right, R-I-T-E, which is short for ritual. But anyway, a divine right.
Some people don't even know that. Some people don't even know what the meaning of half the words that come out their mouth mean, Papa Duck. But keep talking, boo.
Right is what the Pope said, that God said that he is in control of us until God comes back. Man, you got people right now fight you hand and fist over what they've been told about religion. Throw logic clean out the window.
Real shit.
It's crazy how this world is operated. But look who it's operated by. Demonic people. What do you expect? If the world was ran by godly people, do you think people would die if they didn't have the money to buy an organ or to buy the shit that God put here for free?
Does make sense?
You know how much it costs for insulin? It's sad, dog. But people got to understand everything's around you is a business. Why? Because the business keep the shit flowing. Nothing is for free. Why would they aid you? If they aided you, or say they gave you enough money to last you for a year, if they did that, you wouldn't become a slave. They give you just enough for just enough.
That's a fact. Like, people don't even realize it. Like, between the movies, the music, all of that, like, we're being easily manipulated. Like, I hear kids out here, right, talk about Lil Wayne, like Lil Wayne ain't go to college, like he was just out there slinging drugs. I hear motherfuckers talk about Drake like he's from the streets, like if he ain't come from fucking Degrassi. That motherfucker ain't make it from the bottom. He had bread before he made it up. Degrassi bread at that. But y'all don't want to hear that shit. And that's the problem that we're having. We look like fucking, well, I'm not going to say we. People out here looking like puppets with strings attached to their backs, right? Looking like fucking assassins missing their targets on some real shit. And the problem that we're having is that we got people out here, you know that friend with that itchy hand? Yeah, he wanted to see you go missing. All right? Now you went and lost your treasure. Oh my. Look at the oppressor.
This is America, land of the free, where you gotta pay for water, even the air you breathe. Y'all screaming Black Lives Matter, turn around and watch our kids die and cry and ask why. They gotta fly high. Now we gotta be strong enough to storm the weather. Y'all weak, y'all fold under pressure. Now y'all went and lost your treasure. Oh my, look at the oppressor, dressed as a professor, calls himself a hitman, missed his target and got banned. Now he's tomorrow's trend, all for a brand. Don't act surprised. Y'all can stand. Y'all knew the plan. Y'all know that friend with that itchy hand ready to see you go missing? Damn, what a scam. The whole time they was listening. They was just a part of the plan. Got us on a mission, on go mode and ready to rant.
gotta be careful, man. Cause listen, man, you got people out here that don't want to see you rise. All right, they want to see you fall, and they already, how can I say, fell for the trap. You see, and they want you to fall for it too. All right, like it's crazy how I see men in their 40s and their 50s still out here, right, selling drugs and got these kids doing it, and then they want to sit here and say, well, you know, I blame it because, I'm in poverty. This is what I'm meant to do. No, this is not what you're meant to do. This is what you chose to do. So now you're stuck in a trap.
In the trap, you'll get lost, thinking you the boss, not realizing that the streets are the game. Once you've come up, you should have got out, but you got greedy and lost your luck. In the cycle of crime and deceit, now your downfall is all but concrete. The streets don't forgive, they just take, leaving you broken, no escape. From the consequences of your actions in the trap, there are no fractions.
And that's some real shit. I keep hearing people say that, we never had, how can I say, a good time in America. We never had, how can I say, good communities. Everybody was always divided. Yeah, there was always bullshit. There was always crime. All right. But back then, all right, when I was growing up, and especially in the community that I live in, there was no hate. We didn't see color.
Running through fields, laughter in the air, hand in hand without a single care. Skin colors varied, but heartbeats as one. Innocence and friendship shining like the sun. Playing games until the daylight fades. No judgments made, no need for barricades. Different shades of skin blending in unity. Childhood bliss, a pure community. Time has passed, but memories remain of a time when differences were not a chain. Let's hold on to that childhood song where love was a melody all along.
And what's crazy is that we're the ones that let all this get this far. It's us. We can't blame nobody else. Us. Like, it's crazy as shit. We know what's going on. People know what's going on around them, and they don't care.
To keep your ass coming back. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. And that's why I say when people be like, they so religious and they God loving and all this, bro. Come on, bro. Like, all you need is common sense, bro. You don't even got to be a religious person. You know, right? God put things here on earth for us, not these motherfuckers to dictate. Not these motherfuckers to say, if you ain't got this kind of money, resources, or any of this shit, you don't have access to what God put here for all of us to use. There has to be a war. Don't you know there's a small group of people? And if I say the name, you know how they listen to everything. But it start with a J. They not the real J's. They the fake J's. Okay? J-E.
Go search. Go do your research.
They not the real J's. They the fake J's. Okay? J-E-W's. Don't you know that majority of them think that they're better than all other people just because a book said so? Like, let me explain something to you. Because a book said that they are more superior than other people, and they feel as though that is true, which is bullshit. That's just a way for them to mask the demonic ways that they have and blame it on the Most High. But you gotta be a damn fool to believe that, and even more fool to even abide by that just because a book said that. Like, God wrote this book and it fell out the sky. Here it is for all y'all to see. Come on, bro. There has to be a war, whether you want it to be or not. Look at those officers moving them people out, snatching their stuff up, all in the name of a job. That's white magic. There's a difference between black magic and white magic. We're all under the spell of white magic. We obey things just because we was told to. It's no different. You're being controlled to do something without force. oh, this is my job. They told me I got to go up here and move these people, even though my integrity, I move that to the side. My logic, throw it out the window. My
We free slaves. We free slaves.
integrity, I move that to the side. My logic, throw it out the window. My true religion, spirituality that I have with the Most High, nah, don't worry about that. Man said this is my job, and for this paycheck, I got to go remove these homeless people who ain't got nowhere to go, ain't bother nobody, and get them out the streets. They on the streets because of man, not God, bro. Man created a fucked up system, a system that makes sure that we're dumb, deaf, and blind, an education system that makes sure that we're set up to be slaves later on in life. Why do you think these people where they at? I don't know nobody, and neither do you. You don't know nobody that can make fentanyl. Where do you think it's coming from? Cocaine. Where do you think it's coming from?
Do y'all remember the first time Trump went into election? And how, I'm not talking about the new Mexican president. She's a female. It was the guy president. I forgot his name. All right. And he came on live, right? And he had a message for Trump and all the U.S. presidents, I think it was, but mostly for Trump, right? And he exposed what's going on between, the drug cartels, the mafia, all this shit. He exposed it. I'm not going to talk about it now because I have to find a way to get around speaking on that. All right. But I don't know if y'all remember that. That shit went viral. I spoke on it. All right. But I didn't know how to go around what not to say on YouTube. So I got a strike on that video. All right. But I remember speaking on that shit. And I remember a lot of people was on Trump's side. A lot of people was on Trump's side. And I'm not saying Trump is a bad guy. I'm just saying that at that moment, Trump was considered, the trigger button man for me. Kept threatening everybody, I'm going to push the button. Everybody's, oh my God, we're going into war. But around that time, yeah, the Mexican president exposed everything, how the drugs came into America, the deals that the presidents made throughout the years, and much more. All right. He exposed how, how can I say, the way he said that the Mexican border isn't the only way that, drugs come through. So, he exposed a lot on some real shit. That's all I'm going to say right now, but I wanted to put that out there. Like, we need to sit here, right, and analyze what's really going on around us. Like, I'm not saying stop living your life, stop having fun, right? But what I'm saying is to be cautious, all right? So do some research, do your history, know what's going on around you, be prepared.
Remember, everything's a business. The jailhouse is a business. The hospital
yes.
is a business. Look at the word hospital. It's called, it's hospitality or hospice.
Facts. And it is. If y'all look up what hospital means on some real shit, let me see. Captain America said, Zionists are Jews. We know, I have to come to the big screen. We know we aren't superior. Zionism is a tentacle of white supremacy, not Judaism. Facts. Zionists are not Jews. I agree. And yes, Captain America. His name was Vicente Fox. Correct. Damn. Listen. I don't know why, but I was like, I had it in the tip of my head, my tongue, right? It was in my head, but in my head, I also had that Mexican singer. I'm like, it can't be him, right? Vicente Fernandez. No, see, it's Vicente Fox. I think I was thinking about the father of that Mexican singer, Alejandro Fernandez, I think is his name, or something like that. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't want to mix up a president from Mexico with a Mexican celebrity. So, yep, he is 100% correct, Vicente Fox. That's who was the president of the of Mexico at that time when Trump was first running for president. And he exposed everything. I don't know if y'all go search it up on Google or TikTok or, Facebook or anywhere, if the videos are still up or anybody still got the videos of the Mexican president exposing. I know I got mine. I got to search it. So I might be uploading it. I just have to tweak the video a little bit because of the shit that I said. But yes. We need to wake up. We've been lied to so bad. I don't know how people can't tell that the truth is a lie and a lie is the truth. Don't let that go over your heads.
Where do you think it's coming from? Cocaine. Where do you think it's coming from? Remember, everything's a business. The jailhouse is a business. The hospital is a business. Look at the word hospital. It's called it's hospitality or hospice.
Mm-hmm.
It's where your ass go to die. Everything's a business because if they aid you, they stop you from being a slave.
Real shit. And people hate that I say that, right? But I was like, yo, I don't like hospitals. Peep, right? And this is not to bring anybody down or, scare anybody from going to a hospital. But I just want y'all to realize, all right, every time somebody goes into a hospital, they get a diagnosis, they start getting worse. They don't get better. But before they get that diagnosis, they was living good with that diagnosis. They were just having complications and they didn't know how to, feel better. Right? But it's crazy. You go to a hospital, you get all these diagnoses, you never get better. Ever. And I learned that with my mom. It's like every time she went in, she got worse. And when I was younger, I used to think, Mom, go. And she used to tell me. And what's crazy is, right, people don't know, like, listen, my mom died in my arms. You see where I'm coming from? Like, I tried hard as shit to help my mom and save her. But by the time that I had the knowledge that I had, you see where I'm coming from? It was crazy because before, every time she got sick, it landed on me because I was always the oldest. You see where I'm coming from? So it was like I would make her go to the hospital when I reached like 15, 16, even when we were, up and down. Like even when she was mad at me or I was mad at her and she would call me like, Rachel, I don't feel good. Like, can you come? Like, I need your help. Your brothers and sisters ain't, really, doing what they got to do. So I will go over there. And now, that like, when time passed by, I was like, damn. Like, and I thought about this after she passed away. And I was like, yo, it's crazy how every time she was in the hospital, she got worse. But before she started getting worse, when she was home, she would try to take care of herself. She would do it the right way, right? Until she would start listening to these doctors. Then she would fall into depression. You see where I'm coming from? And having that type of diabetes, she had it real bad. She was on pills. She was on insulin. You see where I'm coming from? But what's crazy is, right, when I was able to be around my mom and I was cooking for her, had her on a diet, the food that she wanted, right? Because, listen, my mom used to be a chef. She taught me how to cook. You see where I'm coming from? I'm just a picky eater, all right? Listen, people love the way I cook. You have to taste the food. Listen, especially when they ask me, can you make me some swine? I'm like, oh, my God, do y'all know I don't eat swine? You know you shouldn't be eating swine either. None of us should be eating half the shit we eat, but we eat it. But I cut all that shit out. But I remember cooking for my mom and doing the meals, right, the right way. And what I did was I switched up the regular salt to the pink Himalayan salt, right? Like, I reduced her sugar because she needed sugar because she was a diabetic. And what's crazy is when she drank her coffee and all that, her sugars were stable, right? When she was drinking her coffee in the mornings, her sugar would be stable. It is during the afternoon and at nighttime. Like I'm going to say before she would drink her coffee at nighttime, she would be good. Her sugars are stable for a few hours and then they'll start getting messed up, right? And it's crazy as shit that when the doctor started giving her insulin, I've noticed my mom's situation worsened. Like, it got to the point, like I said, she was on both insulin, the injection thing, right? And it was like 2 or 3 of them until they gave her that pen, right? Then she was on that pen and she had 2 different pens that she had to take along with the goddamn medication. You see where I'm like, and it's crazy guys. Like, why was she doing better before she went in and she got the diagnosis and they started giving her these prescriptions? Yeah, I question it, and I question it with the people around me. But, like I said, it's not to, scare anybody, all right? It's not to, have anybody not go see a doctor or none of that, go do that, right? But it is just questions that rise when things like this happen and nobody has answers. Captain America says our healthcare system is actually an illness management system. I was going to say magnet. United Healthcare keeps showing us they don't care about actual treatments, just their bottom line. Yep. But that's how it is, right? On some real shit. That's why when everybody go to the doctors, nope. Listen. I had an accident. I have 5 herniated discs. I know what to do. From a psychiatrist, right, to a chiropractor, right, told me I could do these things at home and get myself better. Now, if I don't do these things and get myself better, right, they're going to go with the option that they wanted to go with, which was do surgery. And there's a big chance that I end up bedbound. Why would I be bedbound? Nah, man, I'm going to work my ass off, right, exercise, diet, do what I got to do. And I got to get back on a diet because listen, I gained some weight. I'm like, oh, no, you's a midget. You's a chunky little midget right now. Oh, I was like, you walking around, your thighs, your calves is matching. I've never had a big ass. I got a regular ass, all right? But you're muffin? I'm like, oh no, Ray, you look like one of them old ladies right there that got beer bellies and shit. You don't even drink beer. So I got to get back to that. But that's if you have good doctors. Listen, I have a doctor, right? And she's old school. She likes going old school with it, traditional. She don't want to stuff medication down my throat. She wants me to try herbs and all that stuff before I even sit here and, stick medication down my throat. She's with me. And I love the fact that this doctor cares about what I feel and what I think. A lot of doctors don't give a fuck. They're not going to sit here and give you that advice. You see where I'm coming from? Drink some green tea. I mean, and not just green tea. She's offered me different types, right? And sit here, what was it that she said? Mix some oregano in the tea, right? And I'm looking up, and I can't, listen, one day I did a live, and I don't know what's happened to the young bull, but there was this young bull, right, that he was doing I think it was an experiment of something at school, right? A project, right? And on this project, he discovered that oregano was something else. I forgot what it was, with some type of oil, right? And if you mix it into your teas and stuff like that, it helps you with cancer. And I think he had leukemia, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. The young bull went viral for 1 second, and then after that, I haven't heard about the young bull. I think I heard something one time, and that's it. I got to get back on that. But I don't know if y'all heard about that, right? So it's crazy to have a doctor that is just like that. As crazy as it sounds, right? She's a Christian, right? She goes to church. She believes in God. She knows I don't have a religion. And she, the first time she tried it, then I was like, look, listen, I really don't have a religion. I'm not into that, right? I believe in God, nothing more, nothing less. She's like, okay, that's what matters. She left it alone. So I love the fact that she didn't sit here and try to convert me into something. Because it's crazy how every time I come across somebody with a religion, oh, you don't have a religion? Oh, but you should try becoming. I'm like, I should just say I'm Muslim. Leave me alone. As crazy as it is. But no, man, I love the fact that people can respect that I don't have a religion, right? The same way that I respect your religion. I don't know if that makes sense. Right? Because I don't want a religion. I don't want to be a part of nothing. All right? I just want to be me. Do I want to understand what you're practicing? If you're practicing it, yes. Because a lot of people out here do not practice what they preach. Yes, I want to understand it. I want to learn it. But would I convert? No. So don't try me. Tell them I'm Mormon. Oh, shit. He said, tell them I'm Mormon. I'm dead. I should try that, too. Yo. Real shit, man. But that's how it be, yo. That's why I got that poll down below, right? We ain't jumping into the next topic yet, but I do got that poll below for anybody that wishes to, how can I say, vote in the poll, right? It was supposed to be 5 options, right? But I only got 4 down below. But if y'all want to write the 5th option in the chat, y'all more than welcome, all right? But the poll says, what's the biggest tool used to divide and distract us? Is it religion? Is it poverty? Is it politics? Is it media narratives? All right, but I couldn't fit all of the above in the poll votes. So if y'all want to put all of the above in the chat, y'all more than welcome. But people haven't really asked that question, and I want to ask it. And I like, since I'm on a live and I'm not actually in a, having a hood conversation, right? And there's not people right next to me asking, right? I'm going to put it in the poll for the chat for my audience, people that are tuning in, right? To sit here and have a minute and they could be able to vote. All right. What do y'all? I believe it's all of the above. I believe it's all it's all used as a tool to divide and distract us. All right. I feel as though they use religion, poverty, politics, and media narratives to do all that. But that's me. All right. Let me see. Captain America says doctors are in the business of keeping us sick to lace real shit. But you got some good doctors out there. You really listen. You guys, if you come across a good doctor, keep that doctor. All right. You got some doctors that actually believe in, how can I say, philosophy. I hope I'm saying the word right. Right. They believe, that we're divine spirits, right? Borrowing these vessels that we're in. All right. And they believe in, medicine that is earth. Do they, have to go through the process of prescribing pills? Yes, but we've got some doctors out here that'll give you the option, like, fuck it, man. I don't give a fuck about that paycheck. I want to help my patient. I have one. All right. Like, I'm in North Philadelphia, right? In the HP section of North Philadelphia. And my doctor goes to Esperanza, right? I have a doctor in Esperanza, healthcare. And I love the fact, like I told you, that she's real old school with it. Like, at first, when she started telling me about the herbs and things, like, I was young. I was 16 years old when I went to this doctor. I was pregnant. And I thought she was a witch. Lie to you not, man. I'm sitting here like, what? What? She's like, well, Miss Santiago, you're pregnant. You're young. I don't want to give you no pills while you're pregnant. I can. All right. She's like, well, here's your, I'm going to prescribe you these prenatal pills. I'm going to give you these iron pills. You could take them if you choose to, because I know you don't like taking pills, right? She's like, but we could go the natural way. This is what you could do to get your iron up, to keep your baby healthy, right? And what's crazy is, right, in the beginning, I took the prenatal pills, right, to give it a shot because I didn't want to go through the diet. I was young. I was ignorant and stupid. All right. I took the stupid pills that were making me sick as shit. I stopped taking the pills. I went through her diet, and that shit helped me. Right? Because at that time, I was also a picky eater. I wouldn't eat. So I remember that they had gave me, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, these little cans of milk. She wanted me to drink at least once or twice a day. Right? And I only liked the strawberry one. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I think the strawberry and the chocolate was the best one. Right? Because that vanilla one was nasty as shit. It's some shit called Pedialyte, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Right? I was cracking the fuck up. Because when I was pregnant, I was going through depression and I didn't have an appetite. And my doctor was really, really trying to help me on some real shit. And like I said, we got some good doctors out there, so I'm not going to bash all the doctors out there. Y'all might come across a doctor that's like mine. But the doctors are in that business. All of them. All of them are in for the money. Pharmacies, everything, whether you like it or not. Whether y'all want to hear it or not, your child sitting in a school chair is a profit for them. All right? That's what y'all don't realize. Everybody, how can I say, every entity I don't know how to put it into words. All right. Everybody, every person that they arrest, all right, every person that they have in jail, every individual in there is a paycheck for them. Maybe, that's the best way to say it. But yeah, all of America is a corporation, right? And if y'all look up what is the difference of between the United States of America, right, and the United States, it will tell you. Siri, Alexa, whoever y'all got on your phone.
But if you think that you're supposed to get up every day for your hospital is a business, Look at the word hospital. It's called it's hospitality or hospice. It's where your ass go to die.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's a business, because if they aid you, they stop you from being a slave. But if you think that you're supposed to get up every day for your one life and work for a motherfucker that you'll never meet and not make a way, even if you don't make as much money as you would working a job, or make way more money as you would, you would be crazy to not take that and claim and claim back somewhat of your own freedom. I've been blessed not to work for nobody. It ain't because God said it. It's because I be trying to tell y'all, you are God. You are a God. Fuck what they tell you. You decide. And this is what
You do. You decide. Listen, all the answers you're seeking for is inside of you. They come within. All right, you may think that you have to go to this person to seek answers, but in reality, you have the answer you're searching for.
you are a God. Fuck what they tell you. You decide. And this is why they teach us everything backwards. They teach us that everything outside of us is what we need to get what we want. That's a lie. Millionaires kill themselves all the time. I say this so it sticks. So if you hear me say shit repeatedly, I'm trying to get it through your head. I only got 12 minutes with you. The motherfucker done had you for 12 plus years.
There, and he is right. All right, and listen, the best way that we could put this into words, shout out to the Word. All right, man, Word did a feature with me in a way. All right, and it's true. We've been talking about this for the longest. All right, shout out to Papa Duck. I'll be right back with you, boo. All right, give me 1 second, but I want them to really listen to what I gotta say.
Religiously, understand the 7 principles of hell. You understand the 7 demons within you. You understand the whole concept. There's a whole metaphysical concept. We ain't go over that, but anyway, so.
It ain't money, right? None of that shit makes you happy. And people with money, look at Tyler Perry. I'm gonna do a whole nother video about what he said. I want to really get into that. But I keep trying to tell y'all, you have to go within, or you're gonna go without.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just sad to see what these people doing. Ain't no job can pay me to go move them people from up there, right? I don't give a fuck what no job say. That's why I don't live under that. Oh man, if I were 401k and all that, they scare the hell out you about that. Nigga, you a grown man. You can save your own money. This is why they fuck up. This is why they make sure that families are so fucking torn. You think women running around showing their ass and acting like thoughts and being hoish and all this other shit, you think they just doing that for nothing? You think men are treating them as a reflection of that for nothing? This shit is strategically planned. Because if a family come together, if a man impregnates a woman and they become a family, I'm talking about strong bonded, because the culture is the tape. They don't unravel the tape. We don't have no fucking culture. Nigga laugh at you right now if you wrote anything of your cultural descent.
Facts.
They laugh at you because they don't have the programs to process what you're trying to become.
Facts.
Right? But if a man impregnate a woman, y'all become a strong family, and that family do one thing. You, the daughter, you go learn this. You, the son, you go learn that. And everything you go learn, you bring it back to that family. Or it should be that culture. It shouldn't even be that one family, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. No, it should be that whole village. This is what Chinese people do. Chinese people used to come over here to America, learn that shit, and take that shit back home. This is why we're targeted through music, through radio, through TV, through the news. We are targeted through everything. Why? Because there's only 2 types of people, sellers and buyers. They have to create a culture of motherfuckers that doesn't understand. You can't just spend your money on bullshit. That's why they show us flashing money. You got young niggas, $300,000-$400,000. You can't tell them shit. Don't you know the more money you got, the more broke you are?
Yep.
You over here people say, oh, I'm cash poor, but I have a lot of resources. That's a big major difference. And until you lose money, have money, lose money, have money, you'll never understand that shit.
That's some real shit, man. Then you be having chicks out here on some Biggie shit. Biggie, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. Hey, that's what money does.
Think because you got $400,000 in the bank, that shit means something. It does, but what I'm trying to say is this. A person that invests 90% of his money and only holds 10% as cash, he got a way better chance than you. to survive because he's created a money printer.
Facts.
They don't teach us that shit. You must understand, everything around you is strategically planned to keep your motherfucking ass just where you at. Wake up, people. Who wasn't born to struggle like this, bro? Who wasn't born to be thrown out to the wolves? No structure, no financial literacy, no type of understanding, no proper education on what we should do, what we shouldn't do. We just have to learn as we go. And as they put shit in our way, we think that's just life.
Facts, y'all. They don't even peep it, man. They got folks out here, right? They got folks fighting over religion while they rob both temples, all right? They got us debating doctrine while they write laws that criminalize poverty. And the ones pulling the strings, they ain't just heartless, all right? They're soulless. You can't sell your soul if you never had one to begin with. On some real shit, all right? And I don't care if y'all say, oh, you coming at the system, you're coming at the people. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I've been doing it. I've been doing it. All right. If the system thrives on our division, what would happen if we unified across beliefs, backgrounds, and pain? Have y'all ever thought about that? I ain't worrying about what if they're going to delete my channel. No, I'll make another one. I'll speak elsewhere. But they're not going to censor me.
I'm gonna give you one example and I'm gonna let y'all go. It shouldn't take nobody 10 years to make it in Hollywood or make it in the music industry. It shouldn't take you that long to do none of that shit. It only takes you that long because the people that own that shit strategically plan and they gravitate to the people that they can use. If they can use you, they'll blow you up. They make you the biggest thing in the world. But what's gonna happen is they're gonna use you to target a specific type of people. If a female go on the record labels right now and go to talking about uplifting their people, you know what I'm saying? Building something, them people ain't finna sign you. You ain't gonna put millions of dollars behind you to talk about some shit that's gonna liberate your people that they making money off of. They make money and they monetize your stupidity. They monetize your ignorance. You think they finna put money behind it? Fuck no. So when you figure that out, you'll figure this whole world out. Start putting yourself around like-minded people. Start being polite because what you put out, it comes back. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you. All right? You will be surprised at how grown people cannot manage and resolve a small issue. Smallest issue can grow to the biggest shit all because they don't have emotional intelligence.
Facts.
You know, we mean mugging. You see niggas on podcasts always talking about I'm a crash out. I'll do this. Crash out. Go crash out on the motherfuckers that we need you to crash out on.
Facts.
Don't throw your life away on some bullshit.
Facts.
You know how many police officers that use that badge to do what they want to do? Go crash out on them. Go crash out on these motherfuckers who picking up these churn all these kids missing up there in Virginia. I'm gonna do a video about that later.
Yo, that is so true, yo. You know how many, yo, listen, all these kids have gone missing, right? They've done a whole bunch of drug busts, they've busted a whole lot of sex traffickers and much more. Guys, listen, and let's not talk about how you got roadblocks coming at people, right? Deactivating their channels, blocking them, and trying to send them cease and desist letters because they're exposing the predators on their platform. I'm sitting here like, yo, this world is an asshole backwards. We see what they're trying to do. Deep shit, man. The majority of the people within these, politics, y'all ain't peep yet. They weird as shit. All right, a lot of them are into kids. A lot of them are, into the same sex. These mofos is trying to push an agenda out here that, listen, maybe I'm wrong. All right. First of all, they got the believe all women agenda thing out here going. All right. They got these Black Lives Matters going on. None of that shit works. All of that was just nothing but a distraction, tactics. All right. Like, you got to be stupid to believe in all these movements that they're pushing out towards us.
All these children that's missing. Y'all get together, crash out on them motherfuckers. But you'll crash out on your own people, bro. That shit make you green as fuck, bro. You green as fuck for crash out on my crash out. Then when the police pull up, yes sir, no sir, man, get the fuck out my face.
He ain't lying. What happened to the fucking bull? What was his name? Manny from Las Vegas, unalived the couple, right? My city. What city do you own? This is my block. I'll be hearing 50, 40-year-old grown-ass men out here. I don't want you on my block. If I see you around here, it's your ass. I'm like, what? Next thing you know, that's all you hear in the damn streets. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, wait a minute. Duck, duck. Tiny people. Hide under a trash can. Shit. That's what. Oh, listen, man. All y'all old heads. Hide under your beds. Like, fuck. Grab the tiny people and throw them under the crib. Like, what the hell is going on? Y'all don't see it, man. We killing each other. Like, we really is. But like, let's not talk about how, listen, I don't give a fuck what your sex preference is and what you do behind closed doors. You see where I'm coming from? Let's not talk about the agenda they're trying to push on onto our kids. All right. And I don't have anything against, anybody that, anyone that wants to be with somebody with the same sex or something like that. I don't have that problem. I don't have a problem with none of y'all. Trust me. Like, listen, we've had people on here talk about it. We've broke it down and stuff like that. But it's the agenda that they're trying to push on our kids through these influencers. And what's crazy is the majority of the people within that community are against that too. So if you got people within the community saying, we don't agree with this, what does that say to you? We got Gary Bust It Down Brown in the building, yo. Big shout out to Gary Bust It Down. All right, make sure y'all go check him out. Great conversations. He says, blessings. Oh, the grand risings to the hostess and mods in chat. Young souls trapped by grown minds. Facts. So it's a lot, man. We've talked about it all on this podcast, yo. For real, for real. All right. But the crazy part about it is, right, how can I say it? And I don't care if anybody gets mad. Fuck it. I'm just going to say what I got to say. All right. We're free slaves in a system that feeds all. We're free slaves on a system that feeds on our pain. All right. That's what we are. Hold on.
Hey, man, this boy popped up, man.
Here we go. I was trying to change the camera real quick. All right. We're not free. All right. We're just unchained. All right. Free slaves in a system that profits off our pain. All right. Divides us by doctrine. All right. And is run by soulless elites who feed off desperation like it's a currency. Whether you call it demonic, corrupt, or spiritually bankrupt, the truth remains power today isn't guided by soul. All right. It's guided by control. And while you blame God for the chaos around you and the devil for the choices you made, you stay stuck. The answers, all right, the answers, they're not out there. They're within. But you got to stop out-searching you got to stop out-searching your healing to the same system that broke you, all right? You can build a new blueprint, one rooted in truth, unity, and ancestral wisdom. But first, we got to, we got to learn the one that was left behind for us, all right? Don't let anyone profit off your pain. Don't let platforms, politicians, or preachers sell your salvation while they silence your soul, all right? You are the system. You are the shift. You are the legacy. And once you remember that, everything changes, all right? Who and what inspired me, all right, to write this message today, man? Shout out to Gary Bust It Down. He was in my head the other day and had me thinking. All right. Shout out to The Word. Shout out to Nate the Great Podcast. Shout out to Ms. Yo Thoughts. Shout out to Ms. Akimi. Shout out to Papa Duck. All right. People like them inspire me and help me write messages, right? Like this. How can I say? Because of the way they speak. All right. The message that they put out there. So I got to give a big shout out to them. All right. So I appreciate y'all, man, and keep doing what y'all doing. All right, I had to say that before we move into the next topic, all right? But, yeah, like, I don't know what more to say on that right now, right? But like I said before, like I had said earlier, all right, Like, if the system thrives on our division, what would happen if we unified across beliefs, backgrounds, and pain? I don't know if people have tried it, thought about it, but that's something that I have thought about. All right. But I'm gonna give people, a little bit of time to see if they have something to say on this topic. All right, before I move into the next topic.
They don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay there each hands is itching, ready to see you missing. Well, I think I went to write. Something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. I can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we're a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, move on with no care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Because nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day of light no more. What makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion of nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. Right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guards and going behind bars. This is deep, this is me and you. And they say as time passes by, it will heal everything. Shit, you know these scars? I seen time flash by and never felt everything. Leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror looking at myself, say, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walk a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything. This world is crazy. I would say shady. Ironic, right? Nowadays you can't trust no one. When you do, niggas be having their panties all in a bunch thinking that they own one. Saying the things that you accomplished in life is theirs and that you owe them one. Nowadays, your friends turn into enemies, and your family members are your biggest haters. Can't see you accomplished anything. What's even more crazy is that they say as time pass by, it will heal everything. I've seen time flash by and it revealed everything, leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror saying, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So if you haven't walked a mile in my shoes, take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure that when you cross me, you got motherfuckers talking about that they want to make a change, they want to make a difference, but still stuck in the same phase. You got motherfuckers talking about that they want to chase a bag, but stay at home and nag. Then when you ask them what they need, they say less talking, more opinions, no prayers with division. You ask me, y'all need to focus more on revision, rely less on television. How you want a future, you have no vision. This world is just like fiction. What we need is more talking, less opinions, more prayers with no division. Before you come up with a conclusion, giving people false illusions, pick up a book, do your research, learn your history before you end up in a ditch making history. Division and religion isn't working. The only way to show God our faith and love is through our actions. Our convictions is the only thing that really unite us. One God, one nation, different beliefs. There's words that can't fly with the wind. There's insults that are not violent. Meanwhile, while you're home to them, they're killing you on the inside. If I was to tell you that I didn't hurt, I would be lying. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that there's truths that lie, especially when they're telling you that they're indifferent? Getting shoved to the side because you're different. There's a hug out there someone didn't receive today. Probably because of what was said about them yesterday. Probably because of the way they was dressed today. Not realizing that the one that they hate could be the one that saves their day. But you know what? Thanks to them, it's another day in history where you get to flip the pages to your book and speak your story. And Lord, it's unholy. But you know what hurts the most? As I walk down the street and I see how easily we're divided. When we all should be united. One body, one mind, one soul, a million talents. Lord, without you, we're all divided. Forgive them, Lord, for they don't know any better. They don't know that there's someone out there that loves them. Some people will always have a place in my heart, but not in my life.
Hey, yo, Flory, turn me up.
Because when I tell you that it hurts, it hurts. Envy in your eyes, yet you want trust. Can't tell if you're an enemy or a friend. I mean, back then when I was naive, now I'm older, some say wiser. I'm no fool. I'm only a friend when convenient. Took a while to understand that what was real would never leave. Only when you're in pain and alone, you know who you can really depend on. You say you were a friend, where were you when I needed a hand? Shit, you was following a trend. A friend ain't nothing but $1 in your pocket when the money gone, so are they. And they say a friend in need is a friend indeed. You watched as I drowned, now I'm getting around while you in the dog pound. Shit. It's funny how karma has a tendency of bringing things back around. It's not funny when the one you look up to is the one wearing the crown. You nothing but a clown. What you need to do is bring that ass back around town. And like Deja says, smack a nigga with an open hand.
All right, y'all. My bad. Yeah, we're about to go into the next topic, all right? And listen, this is the deepest betrayal. A mother, the first line of protection. Now the perpetrator, all right? But let's not stop at, how can I say, at individual horror. Let's ask, what systems failed this child before the crime ever happened? All right? We're going to review and react to a case, right? It's not going to be a long clip, all right? It's a Memphis mom. This mom comes from Memphis, all right? And she's being indicted, arrested for the rape of a child, all right? And we're talking about a mother. First line of protection of the child, all right? And I was doing a little research, right? There's not much out on this, right? But I don't think that the child that she's being accused of is the only victim out there. All right, so take a look at this, right, real quick. Before we get the before we get started, all right. Let me put this up here. Let me put a new poll. Let's end that one. All right. The results are in the chat for those that are wondering, you know, about the old poll. We're about to put the new poll in. All right. Where do you think the biggest breakdown happened in this case that we're about to listen to? All right. Was it family structure? Was it community support? Was it mental health access? Or was it all of the above? All right. The poll is down below for people to, vote. And how, like, it leads to this question: how do we build a culture where children are sacred and not silenced? All right. Like, once again, what this mom did is the deepest betrayal a mother, the first line of protection, can do. How she go from being this child's protector, right, to being this child's perpetrator. It is unfortunate that we have a lot of mothers like this, all right? A lot.
This world is crazy. Copyright disclaimer under section 107.
No, that's not it.
I remember the first time I made my mama a promise. I was so young, fucked up in the head, had to toughen up. Even though that was a promise I knew I could never keep. Just peep, cause this is deep. Mama, I try to reach. Why you try to breathe? You knew he was nothing but a leech. He was just like Adam. But instead of the apple, he grabbed the fruit of your leaves, and to him they tasted like peaches. That's when I knew that promises were meant to be broken if they don't come from the heart. Damn, that's fucked up, mama. You put your child in the middle of your promise. You put your whole world on your child's shoulder. Not once thinking that in the future she'll have her own burdens. She screamed, mama, please, while she begged on her knees. Let my protector come back into my life with her wrist sliced in the air. God, please. As time passed by, she learned what a curse and a blessing was, and now she is blessed to be. This message is not for all parents, but if the shoe fits, wear that bitch. This message is for those.
All right, y'all. And that's some real shit. It's unfortunate that we got parents out here that don't protect their kids, all right? But, we also got algorithms protecting predators, platforms silencing survivors, and a justice system that waits until the damage is irreversible. And now they want to act shocked. The system didn't just fail this child, it groomed the failure.
Fox 13 News at 6 starts now. A Memphis mother behind bars accused of the most troubling crimes imaginable, sex crimes against young children. But this is not the first time Fox 13 has faced this mother. At one point, she called herself a victim. This is a story you'll see only on Fox 13. Investigative reporter Kayla Solomon is live now from Jail East. So Kayla, after she was booked into jail the week you started digging.
Yeah, that's right, Daryl. And the first thing we wanted to look into was the delay. Records show that Christiana Brown was first indicted for rape of a child in March of this year. But it took about 5 months for that active warrant to go ahead and be fulfilled. She was just booked into jail at least this week.
An hour and a half before they took his life. FaceTime him and let him know that I just picked up his glasses.
The voice of sympathy and a grieving mother. Christiana Brown spoke to Fox 13 in June when suspects in her son's murder were arrested. 18-year-old Christian Brown and one other teen were murdered outside of Booker T. Washington High School in April. Now the mother is facing charges of her own, 5 of them for rape of a child.
I was surprised, but not really surprised.
The indictment filed in March accuses Brown of sexually assaulting a child between the ages of 3 and 13 from 2015.
So the child wasn't even hers. It was a whole nother child. Look at that. See, I need to go deeper into this. So I thought it was a child because of the way they wrote the goddamn article.
15 to 2016, Fox 13 spoke to a man for rape of a child.
I was surprised, but not really surprised.
The indictment filed in March accuses.
Hold up. Who was that talking? They said I was surprised, but not really surprised. That means that in your head, whoever that is, right, that they're covering their voice. They covering the voice. Y'all knew that something was happening, but not once try to lift a finger. Yo, there's a lot of that happening. See how things haven't changed throughout the years? You still got people within families, within communities that know that certain things like this could be happening within a household, and they decide to keep it on the low.
Brown of sexual murdered outside of Booker T. Washington High School in April. Now the mother is facing charges of her own, 5 of them for rape of a child.
I was surprised, but
Not really surprised.
The indictment filed in March accuses Brown of sexually assaulting a child between the ages of 3 and 13 from 2015 to 2016. Fox 13 spoke to a man who said it was not only one child. He says a loved one is also a victim of Brown's. She is not part of the indictment. But when they were told about Brown's indictment, they immediately made a phone call.
All I could do to just do the right thing, and let's just call the police right now.
With this indictment coming about a decade after the crime, Fox 13 asked an attorney how the statute of limitations law changed in Tennessee.
The laws changed drastically over the past decade or two. Prior to 1997, I believe it was a short statute of limitations. It's 4 years or upon the child's 18th birthday, whichever one's later. And then crimes that occurred after 2006, there's a 25-year statute of limitation after the child turns 18.
Attorney Brandon Hall, who was not associated with this case, said these changes were made by the state legislature to allow for more people to be able to come forward.
Sometimes these children might grow up, turn 18, 19, 20 years old, and realize that they've been abused, and now they have the strength to be able to report it.
Now, Brown is due in court first thing Monday morning to face these charges. Daryl.
Fox 13's Kayla Solomon live tonight. Thank you, Kayla.
That's all I got right now for that. I'm waiting for updates on that case, yo. But what's got me, right, is that, damn, she didn't just fail her kids, all right? She failed every soul that trusted her, all right? She said that, she was a victim. That doesn't, how can I say, give it an excuse to do what she did, all right? Because at the end of the day, just because you was a victim at one point doesn't make it right for you to become the perpetrator, all right? Like, I don't care how anybody takes this. Listen, I'm a survivor. And because somebody did something to me doesn't mean that I'm going to go do it to my kids. Like, this shit is wild. Like, you did that, all right, to them. You weren't just a mother. You were their first line of defense, their shield, their sanctuary. And you turned that into a war zone. You didn't break trust. You shattered legacies. You weren't raising children. You were recycling trauma. And let's be real. Some people ain't possessed. They're programmed by pain. All right. Pain they never healed, by systems that never intervened. All right. But that doesn't, excuse it. That doesn't soften it. Because when you become the monster your kids needed, or any kid needed, all right, protection from, you don't just lose your title, you lose your soul. And if you're still walking around blaming demons while ignoring your own damage, you ain't a victim, you're a vessel. And the system that lets you slip through the cracks is just as guilty. All right? That right there is what I got to say to the mother, right, that's being indicted, that's being arrested of sexual abuse towards mothers. Because that's fucked up. That right there is really, really fucked up. Like, damn. But yeah, that was just for her. I needed to see. I needed to say that to her. All right. Like, this is the deepest betrayal of mother. All right, the one meant to shield and nurture and protect, now the perpetrator of unspeakable harm. But if we stop, right? If we stop at the horror, we miss the blueprint. What systems failed this child before the crime ever happened? What trauma did the mother endure, unseen, untreated, all right, and recycled into the lives of her children and other children? Some women aren't women. They're Lilith in disguise, not because they were born evil, but because their soul was snatched by it, all right? When pain goes untreated, how can I say, it metasizes, all right? When trauma is normalized, it becomes legacy. We need to stop asking, how could she? All right? That's the question that I wish everybody could stop asking. How could she? How could he? All right? And start asking, who failed her before she fell dumb? She keeps saying she's a victim, all right? But that's not an excuse to do what she did. The problem is that we're not getting to the root of the problem of why these crimes are being committed by moms, dads, siblings, aunties, uncles, friends, all right? We need to stop asking how could she and start asking who failed her before she failed them. This isn't just about one mother. It's about a system that doesn't protect children, doesn't heal women, and doesn't interrupt cycles until it's too late. We live in a world that criminalizes symptoms but ignores the sickness. If we want to protect the next generation, we need to stop spiritualizing evil and start, systematizing, I hope I'm saying the word right, healing. Because when the soul goes dark, the damage doesn't just echo, it multiplies, guys. All right. And maybe people out there don't want to hear it. All right. If you don't want to hear it, this ain't for you. I suggest you exit left. All right. I suggest you exit left. Somebody out there has to hear this. I don't know who. All right. But I know it's for somebody out there. All right. Lately, I've been feeling like I got to say these things. All right. And to me, there is, it's just a little poetic justice. To others, it's like, she's talking too much. Well, guess what? I don't give a fuck what you think. All right. If what I'm saying or if what anybody is saying on this platform offends you, bothers you, I suggest you exit left. If y'all been entertained or if y'all been, enjoying the stream, all right, do a shorty a favor and smash that like button, all right, for her. If not, look, the dislike button is right there. But what a shorty would appreciate from everybody, right, from the bottom of her heart, is if y'all share the video and help a shorty bring awareness, all right? Let's improve, all right? Let's improve in order for us to make some change, all right? And let's have conversations, all right? Let's bring awareness to the things that are happening. Let's not stay silent to what's happening around us, all right? We talk about change like it's a hashtag, but real change starts where the silence lives. We can't fix the world until we fix what's being broken out. All right. We can't fix the world until we fix what's breaking us at home. It starts at home. Before we march, post, or protest, we need to heal, all right, the house first. The trauma we ignore becomes the blueprint we pass down. The pain we normalize becomes, am I saying it right? Yes. The pain we normalize becomes the legacy our children inherit, all right? Some of us are trying to build movements on broken foundations, fractured families, untreated wounds, generational silence, all right? But here's the truth, all right? We can't build what they said we couldn't until we repair what they broke. They broke in us. All right. Let me repeat that again. All right. Just in case some people don't understand or misheard. All right. We can't build what they said we couldn't until we repair what they broke in us. All right. We need to reclaim our rituals, our wisdom, our unity. We need to confront the betrayal, the neglect, the systems that failed us, and stop repeating their patterns, all right? Healing isn't soft. It's revolutionary. So let's work on that, all right? No. Let's work on what's holding us back, all right? Start with, home. Start with your family. Then build the future they swore we never reach, all right? Not just louder, not just stronger, but wiser, rooted, all right? Unshakable. Like, man, I don't know what else to say. I'm running out of words on some real shit. But like I said, these are my thoughts, all right? These are my opinions. Like, you don't have to agree with me. You could disagree with me, right? But I would love to hear y'all input, right? I would love to hear y'all perspectives, all right? I would love to hear y'all opinions, right? Like, leave y'all comments down below, all right? Let's get the discussion started. Let's talk about how we can improve, or what can we improve, right, in order to make the changes that are needed within our communities. But with that being said, guys, that's all the time that I got, right? I don't know if anybody wants to say something. I don't even know. There's not that much people in the chat right now. But, with that being said, man, a shorty about to get off this joint. I don't know who live, but yo, listen, it's time to start making improvements to make that change. All right, shout out to Papa Duck. All right, ain't no Sky Daddy coming to rescue us. There really isn't. All right. I just want you, before I end this live, I want y'all, like, listen, I got 3 little small short poems for y'all to listen to. All right. Imagine a world without men, children, or women. All right. Just imagine a world full of just women. Would y'all women like that? Men, would y'all like a world just full of men? No women? Imagine a world with no kids. Just adults.
In a world without men, will we thrive or fall? Could we find balance, or will chaos call? Strength and power they bring, but also strive. Can this world function without them in our life? Leaders and workers, fathers and sons. Their absence may leave us all in the run, but empathy and grace can fill the void. Can this world function without men deployed? Yet women have risen strong and true, breaking barriers, making their debut. Together we stand, hand in hand. Can this world function without man's command? Would this world function properly without the laughter of children's glee? Their innocence and pure hearts, adding color to life's art. Imagine a world without their curious minds, no tiny hands to hold in times. Their dreams and hopes, a beacon bright, guiding us through the darkest night. For in the eyes of a child we see the possibility of what could be. Their love and light, a gift so rare, a world without them we cannot bear. In a world without women, will there be loving compassion? Their strength and wisdom, essential for our evolution. From nurturing to leading with grace, women bring balance to every space. Their resilience and empathy, crucial for humanity's harmony. Can this world truly function without the essence of their contribution? Let's honor and respect them, for they are the heart of our civilization.
All right, guys, man. That's all I got for today. Ain't nobody had nothing to say, so a shorty is out. All right, y'all.
If I knew then what I know now, sometimes I wonder, would I be the same or would I be different? A shorty still believes in fairy tales and imagination that lasts forever. Sometimes I wonder if I turn back the hands of times, fix my mistakes, will things change? Oh Lord, guide me through this journey of life, help me see the light through all the pain and strife. I wake up in the morning feeling lost and alone, wondering if life's worth living or if I should grab the throne. The weight of the world on my shoulders is hard to bear. I see no change, it's like nobody cares. I look in the mirror, see a stranger staring back, lost in the world that's spinning off track. I ask myself, is this all there is, or should I give up and let the darkness win? I see no change, just the same old game. Wake up in the morning, I ask myself, is life worth living, or should I blast myself? I see no change, just the same old pain, but I know deep down, I gotta break these chains. Sometimes I wonder if I turn back the hands of time, fix my mistakes, will things change? Oh Lord, guide me through this journey of life, help me see the light through all the pain and strife. If I can go back in time, tell my younger self it's gonna be fine. Embrace the challenges, let your light shine. You'll grow and learn, just give it time. Hey young me, listen up, don't be afraid. Life's a journey, mistakes will be made. Chase your dreams, don't let them fade. Believe in yourself, you'll make the grade. Don't stress about what others say. Stay true to yourself every day. Love deeply, laugh often. Don't delay, cause in the end, it's how you play. Be kind to others along the way. Spread love and positivity each day. Don't worry about what they may say, cause your uniqueness is here to stay. Sometimes I wonder if I turn back the hands of times, fix my mistakes, but things change. Oh Lord, guide me through this journey of life, help me see the light through all the pain and strife. If I can meet my younger self, I tell her not to be afraid, that courage will be her wealth and bravery will never fade. Don't fear the challenges ahead, for you'll face them head on. Your inner strength will dawn. You'll grow up to be a warrior, standing tall, unafraid and strong. A parent, a role model, and inspired, fighting for what's right all along. Sometimes I wonder if I turn back the hands of time, fix my mistakes, but things change. Oh Lord, guide me through this journey of life, help me see the light through all the pain and strife. Looking back on all the roads I've traveled, regrets and lessons learned along the way, but still holding on to hope and faith that with God's grace, a brighter day will come our way. I see no change at all. I'm stuck in this cycle, feeling so small. I ask myself, is this all there is, or should I just end it all with a final kiss? I try try to stay strong, but it's getting harder each day. The pain and the struggle won't seem to go away. I'm tired of the lies, tired of the deceit. I see no change, just defeat after defeat. I wake up in the morning feeling lost and alone, wondering if life's worth living or if I should grab the throne. The weight of the world on my shoulders is hard to bear. I see no change, it's like nobody cares. Deep down I know I must fight. I won't let the darkness consume me. I'll shine my light, I'll rise above the pain. I'll break free from these chains. I'll find my purpose and I'll make a change. Sometimes I wonder if I turn back the hands of times, fix my mistakes when things change. Oh Lord, guide me through this journey of life. Help me see the light through all the pain and strife. Sometimes in life we make so many mistakes, and we think that when we fall we're not able to get up. We listen to those that, talk in our ear, tell us that they, are there for us. And at the end of the day, what's crazy? A friend ain't nothing but $1 in your pocket. Family is what you make of it. Family is not who you're born into. Alright? So we need to pick ourselves up and do what we gotta do. Life is not for you to sit around and wait for Superman to come save you. Only you can save yourself.
Just like that.